I found myself in the Queen Victoria building in Sydney to see a man about a watch at Kalmar Antiques. Hi Damien, you know how much I love my Rolexes. I've got one here that needs some attention.
Yeah, let's take a look. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Let me ask our watchmaker, see what we can do.
Great.
Yep, wonderful. Yep, our watchmaker's looked at it. He can definitely look after you with that.
And what else have you got to show me today? You know I love collecting watches.
I know you do, and I do have some special ones to show you right here. So if you'll indulge me, I will show you a few quite interesting ones.
Oh, wow.
So here are some really fantastic examples of vintage watches and why they are so exciting. So it actually goes back to the original pocket watches. So here we have a pocket watch made by an Australian jeweller called Henry Hutton. So this has the original Albertina, the original pocket watch which was made in Switzerland, but with his name on the dial. He was a retailer in Ballarat, and on the dial it actually has a spelling of Ballarat in the old way of two A's together. So now they've cut out one A, so it's actually the original spelling, so that's quite lovely. This one here is a ring watch. This was made in 1870. It is 18 karat gold, diamonds, enamel, and you actually wind it and set it with this gorgeous little key at the back to set the hands and to wind the movement. And to consider this was made 150 years ago, we've had it all completely restored. It's incredible what they could do.
It's a beautiful little watch, isn't it?
It is. These two are quite interesting. So when man went to the moon in 1969, what watch was worn when they went on the moon was the Omega Speedmaster. So after 1969, the Speedmaster on the back famously had first watch worn on the moon. This particular watch is what they call a pre-moon watch because it was made in 1968, before that had actually happened. This watch here, ironically enough, has also to do with space. So this was designed by Scott Carpenter, who was an American astronaut. He actually designed or wanted a watch that had a 24-hour dial instead of a 12-hour dial.
24 hours?
The reason being, he would be going around the Earth every 90 minutes. AM and PM become arbitrary. So this watch here, the hands actually say 8 PM as opposed to what we would consider that as 10 o'clock. And it's things like this, the necessity of a watch and how they worked on the ground as well as in space, that make them so fantastic.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah. What have you got over here?
This one is beautiful. So this is an original Explorer from 1969 again.
Right.
This one has a very rare expandable band, original dial and original hands. And especially with vintage watches, originality is the absolute key to it all.
It is, isn't it?
100% original.
And when did vintage expanding bands first come in, do you think?
Rolex first designed, well, this particular expanding band in about the 1950s and 60s. They didn't produce them for too long, so finding one that is in this condition of this age is really more exciting. This is a 1968 Omega GMT watch. The wonderful thing about this is this one has not only the original box, we also have the original insert and all the original papers. Finding original papers with vintage watches are so hard to come by. And not only does it have its chronometer report, its certificate, the swing tag, it also has this wonderful note by Rolex saying, use the box for cigarettes after removing this card and watch support. So Rolex,
promoting smoking.
Exactly, Rolex in their own divine wisdom was saying, throw away all of this paperwork, use the box for cigarettes.
That's unbelievable, isn't it?
It is.
They wouldn't dare do that today,
No,
would they?
absolutely
No, of course not. What an amazing collection. If I wanted to buy any one of these, which one would you advise me to buy? If it was available, because I know you love them as much as I do.
We're quite fortunate with our Vault collection. We have some watches that aren't for sale. So this pocket watch is in our Vault collection. It's just on permanent display, as is the GMT. I would say I would be hard pressed to go between the Explorer and the Ring watch. They're definitely two of my favourite watches at the moment, by far.
I like the Explorer.
It is very nice.
Isn't it?
It is.
Great. Well, I'll have to come back in a couple of months' time and pick up my watch, won't I?
Indeed.
Yeah, look forward to it.
Indeed. Look forward to seeing you.
Thank you, Damien.